Now can we machine the outside of this bearing 0.2 millimeters? What would that leave us? Oh, come on. That thinnest part of that race is 1.9 millimeters. I think that's doable. So now we need to figure out a way of holding the bearing so we can machine it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mandrel to hold this bearing race so that I can machine it. But first I need an end cap. So I'm starting off at 800 RPM. I don't think this parting tool is going to reach. So we'll have a go with this with a bit of high-speed steel. 100 RPM. I see a lot of people trying to go slow with parting, but I always find keep the speed up works so much better. Nearly there. There's a little bit more stick out. There you go. Right, just pop that out of there, pop that back in there. Haven't quite gone deep enough without. We only want a clearance hole, nothing special. Check how bolt will go through. No, need a bigger drill bit. Now we have a clearance hole. Off the other side. Right, that's our washer that way. We're going to drill a hole down the centre. Now I'm going to tap it to M12 by 1.75. Stay closed. With the blackbirds, which are right above the door, I mean, you could literally reach your hand up and grab them. They're probably about 7 foot off the ground. There's only one left in the nest, so looks like 2 have fledged, and the other one's waiting to go. But the parents are in and out feeding it as I'm working here. So it's not been abandoned. I don't know where the other 2 are. I caught one yesterday running around the workshop. I picked it up and put it back in the nest. But there seems to be one there now. There were 3 there last night. After I put it back, they didn't reject it or anything. Okay, so we've made ourselves a washer, clamping washer. We've drilled and tapped that to accept an M12 bolt. Here's our race. We're going to cut this so the race sits on it. Now, from this point on, this doesn't leave the chuck. Okay. So I'm just going to stick the calipers in there to zero that. I know what that is. That'll tell me how much I've got to go. 3mm. Zero my DRO. Wind in. Just try 1mm first. think I need 1 more tenth. It's not 1. Test that. We get pretty close now. And that is spot on, absolutely spot on. Right. So we'll let that continue. Let's have a nice sharp edge in the bottom. Reduce the length slightly. Get rid of a burr just because it's sharp. A little lead in. Try that on there. Oh, that's tight. Maybe a little bit too tight. Okay. There we go. That's on there. Take our cap. And that's on there, and I'll be back in a sec. So now we have, let's just recap. We've made a washer, thick washer. We've machined this surface and kept the mandrel in situ on the lathe, so we're perfectly true. We can clamp the bearing race down we don't need this to stay true, we just need to use it as a clamp. Just gonna so we can nip that up tight. Take our old race, let's just clean this off here. So we have our old race. Sorry, we have our old race, which I'm going to use for measuring. Okay, so is that focused? Focus. I'm going to use a diamond tip tool. Now the purists will say diamond's wrong, should be using boride, CBN. A couple of excuses. I've run out. and diamond will give me a slightly sharper edge, which will help me with my fine tolerances. So anyway, here goes. High speed. High speed. That should be running perfectly true. Don't worry about this bit, that doesn't matter. Touch off. Nice. Give it a little bit more. We will measure that. I'll just do a rough measurement to start with. So, 0 our calipers. Let me just widen that a bit. Oh, we are wide. Okay, I've got the camera quite close. So I zeroed that. I don't know if you can see it. 0.6, that's more like it. 0.6, that coincides with that. So 0.6. Not. I'm glad I didn't cut that again. Silly me. 0.6. That's fine. That'll go in. It's a tiny bit bigger. 5 microns bigger. Which is minuscule. I can't see that being a problem. Not touched it. Right, I shall test that in the headstock. Now we can take it off there and put it back on, because we're using a mandrel. So I can happily take it off there and test it. And there we are. I shall take some pictures after. Well, that's absolutely perfect. Good. That one's a loose fit. That one's a tight fit. They're both the same bearing. Cheap bearings. Well, I don't know that they are actually. You hear that? You won't get that out of that. That is. I've got to physically force that on there. And they're both the same bearing. Well, it won't matter for the job it's doing. I mean, we don't need this amount of precision. This is just me really practicing precision work with non-precision parts, which is never a bad thing. Right, so the cross slide has moved, so we'll start again.